Hey everybody, one of Weezem here. It is Tuesday night, April 7th, 2015, 11:28 p.m. Another peaceful Tuesday night spent plotting world domination. That said, we'll put that on hold right now so we can take a look at Echo's base upgrades. Echo, pretty interesting in the fact that she's just like literally always rocking out. Had a t-shirt years ago, I still have it actually. That was I Tune You Out. And I had like little cartoon character dude with his iPod on, not paying attention to anyone. I kind of get that same vibe from Echo. But that said, she is actually not too shabby box stock, if you want my honest opinion. If you missed her introduction, be sure to check that out. I did that along with the walkthrough king, so it's kind of one of the rare co-op intros, if you will. That said, her primary attack is called Siren Scream, and it shoots out 111 to 166. That was awesome. That we had the critical number. That rarely happens. The important thing to note is you can just tap the button. You can see she kind of lunges forward with it, or you can hold it down, and if you land all of the hits, there's a total of 5, and in that time it's also roughly 8 to 9 seconds. So if you don't land all the hits, you've got 8-9 seconds or so if you're point blank range against a tough enemy and they don't kill you first. Theoretically, you have basically 5 hits. To me, when you can document a clear-cut hit count, that's more important than the duration. But I go ahead and I try to cover both for you when it's possible to do so in a timely manner. Secondary attack is the bubble bombs. These are kind of cool because they hone out. There's so many things here as of late in Trap Team where like you can do the secondary attack, but it doesn't actively seek out the enemy, or we could like spit it out right there and it's never going to hit the guy. These will actually, you can see it like drifting back to the enemy, so that's very, very cool. What that means for us is you've got like greater leeway, which is always a good thing. You can have two of them active. Note when I shoot the third one, it detonates. Cool thing about that, if you've got one that maybe hasn't hit an enemy but isn't traveling with you, which that's a bad example. If you've got one over here and say there's enemies coming, then you can shoot and have the third one come. You know what I'm trying to do, but they hone in on the character. So that said, pay attention to this. You've got this one active, you've got an enemy coming and you want to blow that up. You just simply shoot your third one and it'll detonate the first one. Something else you need to note with these, okay, I was going to use that one, but it went away, is you can actually push them. So if I wanted to take this over here and hit Persephone or Quigley, we can turn it around. If I want to hit that dummy, we can just push it into him. 36, that's interesting. They're supposed to do 40 to 60. Maybe that's collision damage that I didn't know about. I'm trying to... It's not the easiest thing to push, let me tell you. And it doesn't get bigger as it goes, like Doonbug or something. Quigley is always in my way. I came over here to get away from you, psychopath. There was the 60. Well, that's the first critical hit I've seen of that. So let me spit it out and push it. 40. So I don't know if like maybe with time it gets weaker, because that was 36 exclamation, which would mean 24 to 36 is what it was registering as damage. So I don't quite know. Maybe it's like the waning seconds of the bubble that'll do that. You tell me. But the other thing, in addition to pushing it manually, you can actually speed it along with the Siren Scream. So let's say we've got this one over here and there's some enemies coming. You can just go about it that way. That'll do the 40 to 60, and then if the enemies still come, they walk into your Siren Scream. So, like I said, box stock, I think she is a very well-balanced character.
Ready for another magical
Yes, we are. I know we don't have enough cash to do everything. I'm pretty sure we have her soul gem. Yes. So, unlike Shortcut, we can actually complete this. I think her soul gem was like pre-chapter 10. It was either in this, I think it was in the Secret Sewers of Supreme Stink at the part that I played at E3, which it wasn't there at E3, but I remember going over there and the guy was like, "Oh, you're the first person to go that way." And I was like, "Well, there's nothing here." And he's like, "Yeah, we had to pull some of the stuff out." So I think it's right up there. I don't know how to describe the area. You go inside, it's when you start descending into the sewer. And then to the left, there's that troll radio, like way to the left on another hidden area. There's a troll radio that never seems to give a cash payout. I have messed with that more off camera, and I've never ever gotten a cash payout from that thing. And then this is to the right-hand side. It's like a little closer to the mainstream area. It's like where you know, the blocks are moving to the left and then to the right at the different intervals. I don't know. It's in there. I'm pretty sure it's Chapter 10. So, that said, I'm excited about this. Tertiary attack. It's Sonic Slam. Press Y to create a Sonic Slam, damaging enemies on the ground. With our 15-wing Sapphire discount, the price is $351. Keep that in mind as we purchase these upgrades. Alright, so let's take a look at it over here before we get attack damage numbers from it. And that is what she looks like jumping, by the way. She can start the Siren scream, and it kind of goes downwind, which is cool. And then let's see if she can do the bubble. Yeah, she can. So she can execute both attacks from the air. So let's now try out Sonic Slam. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Wow, 140. I was not expecting. I was thinking maybe, you know, like 80 to 120, but 140? That's pretty salty. So 140 to 210. Now, a little overkill here, but I wonder what happens if you got a bubble and you slam on it. I think it did detonate. So you could use that to really up the ante. The problem I've got is by the time I get over there to the enemy, this bubble's going to have detonated. So... oh, unless Quigley's in the way. So, stupid Quigley. The bubble got there, so in theory I think you could do that, but I mean, and it's a good thing the bubbles do hone in on the enemy, because otherwise you would have to manually move them, and that would be not impossible, especially with Siren Scream, but this is way better. It's just it doesn't work well for testing out what I wanted to there. That's it. So far, 1, 2, and 3 Echo is very, very impressive. Next up for $491 is pitch control. You can hold the Siren Scream notes for longer, doing more damage. Now, do they mean doing more damage at every interval, or do they mean, hey, instead of 8 seconds and 5 hits, you can do 16 seconds and 10 hits, which is more damage? I don't know, and that's why we do these videos, to try and determine if we're going to actually just get double the time and double the hits, or if 111 is going to bump up to something. So, let's just tap X and see what we get. 133, I'm loving that. Half of 133 would be, what, 66.5, which they probably wouldn't round up. So I'm guessing, what, 199, I think? Let's hold it down now. I'm just looking for the critical. I'm not counting anything else. Hopefully we get a critical. If you'd like to count that, you can go ahead, and then when I count it, you can say, like, hey, idiot, I already knew that. No criticals. This is why I don't like critical hits, because you can go in and you can buy or earn or whatever it may be. There we go, finally. Out of however many, we had 1 critical hit. And if you up her critical hit, which hers is sitting at 20 box stock, if you up that somehow, different games have different ways of doing it, I rarely see improvements in that. Whereas speed and armor, you can see the improvement. But 133 to 199, so that's up basically 22 to 33. Now we just need to see if I hold it, how many hits are we going to have. Again, if you've already counted, bravo. I would listen to you and you could tell me, but sadly I'm recording this and no one's here. Which begs the question, who am I talking to? Anyway, let's go ahead and see. I think I had 15 there. And interestingly, it was kind of a deal where it seemed to pick up in pace. So let's scoot back a bit and see if we can do it again. I got 15 again, so I'll run with that. Sometimes this thing is hard to aim. Maybe it's a little easier now, but now we just want to count the time. 5 and 8 would lead me to believe that it would have to be 24 if it maintained the proportional nature, but it seems like it speeds up, so it may very well have not. Let's go ahead and just count. About 13 seconds there, so keep in mind all that is just kind of rough guesstimations, and you can do with it what you want. Make sure the bubble is still 40. Okay.
Ready for another magical upgrade?
Alright, now we've got 4 beat. You can deploy up to 4 bubble bombs at any one time, which now do extra damage. That's a little bit more clear than the last one, so we can have double the bombs and maybe double the damage. We don't know yet, but it should be more than 40 to 60. So let's check that out real quick. Oh yeah, 56, so that should be 56 to 84. I will take that. 4 active, 56 to 84. And of course you can still speed it up with the Siren and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and try to get the 4 bubbles out here. Okay, so there's 4. We could kind of, use those to manipulate enemies or whatever we want to do. I didn't actually count the duration on these to begin with. I guess we could do that now just for reference. I'm thinking about 18 seconds, give or take a little bit, so you're more than welcome to compare and contrast that if you're so inclined. The cool thing, I don't really think it's a big deal, because they're going to hone in on enemies. So even if I set it up as like a defensive shield right here with, chompies or something coming at me, when enemies would approach from, say, this side, they would, invariably draw the attention of the bubble. The cool thing also, if you deploy 4, all at once, or essentially, one right after the other, you can basically sit there, and then when they do detonate, maybe as the enemies are approaching or something, or they just time out naturally, you'd have a nice string of 56x4, if you will. So, pretty cool stuff. We'll check the slam. It's still going well. Let's actually do a slam with 4 bubbles, just so we can see what it looks like. What was that? Was that a 56, I guess? Okay. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Maybe it was a 210. I didn't really see it. Alright, this is her final base upgrade, sadly. So far, they've all been very efficient, I would say. Subsonic. Sonic Slam now creates an aftershock. It deals extra damage. Price is $8.41. We'll go ahead and grab that. Alright, bubble up and sing along. Those videos are coming your way, so make sure you check those links at the top of the video description box, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for a good time with Echo. So, here we go. We're going to now do the tertiary attack and see what this aftershock is all about. Ooh, that's a very nice radius. Based on the impact area of the attack, I didn't think it'd be, I thought maybe about half that. So, let's go ahead and see. Still doing the 140 and then 28. That's pretty cool. Even Quigley is just amazed by it, which is why he stands under it. So he slammed down dangerously close to his skull, which obviously has a lot of hollow territory within it. But Subsonic is still 140 to 210 on the Sonic Slam itself. So Sonic Slam gets aftershock. Great radius. What was it? 28 to 42. That's what I was going to say. I had 14 in my head for some reason, because that is the difference. That's half. 28. So 28 to 42. There we go. All right. So far, without a path, Echo's actually really good. So I'm quite impressed by her. You may not know, judging her by her, earbuds and her constant, incessant listening to music, you might underestimate her, but number one, she looked way better out of the packaging than she looked in the packaging. There's a lot of details you can only see if you unbox her, which I think make the figure look better overall. And here are the training grounds. By gosh, she's got a pretty salty little set of 4 base upgrades. She was pretty good box stock, and everything she's gotten so far has been a very nice improvement, so that's not always the case. And now we just have to hope this positive vibe continues through both Bubble Up and Sing Along. Let's see, I don't know, I guess I'll think about that off camera so we can keep these videos shorter. But like I said, those links at the top of the video description box, they will go to my site in the Skylander Club forum, which is kind of also my site. So both safe, perfectly explorable, and I will have the base videos, the Bubble Up, sing-along, and of course the attack damage spreadsheet, along with my comprehensive text analysis for the very, very small minority of you out there who prefer to read. So, that said, I'll try to figure out which path I want to take first, and which path I want to take when I reset her. It's always hard to do that, but like I said, I do not have the fundage at this point in time to purchase 2 of the Skylanders like I've done with Swap Force. Quite a few Giants as well. And SSA, man, I just had like 1 of everything, and you know, I just took 1 path basically. You know, so that's why I'm kind of a fan. Like, if there's a legendary Echo, then I can have the second figure, and I don't feel like I'm, you know, throwing money completely away, you know, because I'm getting a special figure that's got better stats, and then we can have both paths available to play instantaneously. But the struggle is real. I'm sure many of you can relate. So what I hate most is just taking the time to get the cash, which really isn't all that hard anymore. But taking the time to get the cash and then not playing the character much when I have them and I haven't upgraded them because I don't want them leveled up now because I'm gonna reset them, type situation. Again, I'm sure a lot of you can relate, but that's why she's level 1. Again, I don't want to like go in and like play the snot out of her and get her up to level 10 and be like, oh yeah, I have to reset her to take the other path. So once they're fully upgraded, I will use them and they can go all the way up to the level cap and have a good time killing chompies. So that said, I will be back shortly. I'll play around with her a little bit more and kind of try to determine which path would hopefully be the best one for me to keep, and we'll see if I can get it the first try. As always, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button, or you can tap it, you can tickle it, whatever you want to do. You don't have to hit it. But as always, again, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitch where I live stream Skylanders Trap Team. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. And last but not least, make sure to check out the Skylander Club forum, SkylanderClub.com. Check it out. If you like it, sign up. We'd love to have you. For myself and Echo, we will catch you back here for Sing Along and Bubble Up.